Welcome to the Side Quest League, where we have a battle with Scotty Trippin, the manager of the Toronto Staraptors, and Mario, who is in charge of the Huston Musdales. And my name is HBT, and I'll be doing your commentary for you. If we have a look at the teams, Scotty is rocking a Milotic, and our Creamy, a Ferrothorn, a Mimikyu, a Lucario, and a Snorlax, where Mario's got a Gyarados, a Clefairy, a Dracovish, an Incineroar, a Male Indeedee, and a Lipard. And let's get into this. It is best of three. Best of luck to both teams. So this is game one of Scotty vs Mario. Who is going to win this one, I don't know. It is best of three, remember, and this all helps towards playoffs, as you want to make sure you're the highest rank out there too. Who's going to win, I don't know. I can't take favourites. I've got to be completely neutral when it comes to these things. They're wearing their karate gear, obviously from the new download, and you've got to have Mario. He's sending out the Clefairy and the Gyarados, so is it going to be an Intimidate user on that? And also in his karate gear, Scotty is sending out Milotic and Lucario. We don't see an Intimidate boost, so that must mean it's the Moxie version from that Gyarados. So anytime it kills somebody, it gets an attack boost, which is key. If you let that Gyarados run wild, it's going to absolutely cause so much mayhem. You've got the Lucario using Follow Me. Normally it goes for an attacking move, but it's decided to use Follow Me this time. What's coming up here? And now you've got that Gyarados using that taunt, so it may be suspected that was going to be happening, so Don Doggy ain't going to be using that anymore. Milotic goes for a Coil, so that's going to be its attack, defense, and its accuracy all getting a buff. I'm intrigued what is going to be going on here, but then you've got the Clefairy using an Icy Wind, so dropping both their speeds. I've never seen a Clefairy use Icy Wind before, but it's effective, as now that you imagine that Gyarados is going to be faster than both of those Pokemon on the field. At the moment, it's an interesting one. Oh, my Zuzu's got competitive. Oh, we lowered the stats, and that means the special attack goes up sharply, goes up by 2 stages. But surely this must be it must be in Mario's thought process. Otherwise, he wouldn't have used Icy Wind. That's kind of asking for it when you throw it onto Milotic. I don't know, at the moment you got that Milotic with buffs across the board. I'm intrigued. We're going to see a Dynamax. I suppose this is going to be the Gyarados from Mario. I can't see any Clefairy is going to be Dynamax. Well, it might be an interesting one if it does. So the shiny, beautiful Lance's red Gyarados comes to the field. Look at that beautiful Water Snake in action. I wonder who it's going to go after. I suspect it's going to want to attack the Lucario, get that off the field, but it can't use Follow Me anymore because of the taunt. So who's going to go? What are we going to have? Now you've got the Clefairy using Follow Me, so now it does what it's normally set to do. I'm still intrigued where we're going to be going with this. And Max Guys is coming out. Who's it going on to? I suspect again Lucario. It will be, and it does. Is it going to get the kill? It doesn't. Lucario holds on with 34 HP to go. So the rain hits, but if it hits anything else, it's going to hit like an absolute truck. And now here comes Scotty's turn. Scotty goes for a Meteor Mash with Lucario. That's done about just over half onto the Clefairy. It is super effective, but it took it. Muddy Water, that is going to finish off the Clefairy, and it does do a bit of damage to Gyarados, but is it going to get that accuracy drop that it might need? It doesn't. But what it does do instead, or it doesn't actually do anything. We've got the Gyarados has a leftovers, so that's its item going forward. I have not got the items for Mario's team, so I am having to write this down. I've got the items for everybody else. So here comes Dracovish, the powerful Dracovish. Lucario does have a Focus Sash, so that's out the window. Milotic has a Wide Lens, making sure that's going to be hitting with those Muddy Waters, because you want to make sure you've got a move like that, you are hitting them. So the Dracovish is going to come in. It is going to be as quick as anything. Remember that the Milotic and the Lucario have had a speed drop. At the moment, I think there's going to be at least one Pokemon going off. Lucario can't protect, so it goes for a Feint. Doesn't do really that much on at all. Doesn't do anything to the Dracovish. An Airstream comes out, and that finishes off the Lucario. But that just means that both now Gyarados and the Dracovish are getting to be a speed boost. So the speed is really going to be a big thing here at the moment. It's a lot faster than that Lucario. Lucario is going to be going for... Oh, and it gets the Moxie boost as well. I forgot, yeah, this is not an Intimidate user. This isn't a Moxie user. So now you got the Vicious Wren coming in. That's going to still do a chunk of damage, and it does. Wow. Even though it's not very effective, it's done nearly 3/4 of the health. Hypnosis coming in, and it's put Dracovish asleep. Now the Milotic is armed with Wide Lens, so that's why it's got the accuracy boost. That's why it's got Coil to make sure it hits the accuracy. The leftovers recovery back onto Adam Crouch. Is it Adam Crouch? You're going to have to tell me if it is. So there we can see who else he's got. He's got the Room Service Mimikyu and the Snorlax. So is a Trick Room going to be coming on? I assume it's going to have to. I think a Trick Room is going to have to come into play now. Milotic has had a speed lowered, so it's a good position with Riley Reid being asleep. The Gyarados, who's he going to go after? I suspect it'll want to probably go after the Milotic, get out the threat, not being put to sleep. There is no sleep clause rule in this competition, so he can put that to sleep if he wants. So I suspect it's got to go after the Milotic. It uses a Max Overgrowth. It just go after the Milotic. This should finish it off, and this is going to take it to be the last 2 Pokemon only for Scotty in this match. You can see Dracovic there having a quick nap. No idea what's going on. He has not got a clue what's going on. But that means there's also grass on the field, which means grass moves go up by 50%. And also you're going to be getting some health back. And also Moxie coming in. So that Gyarados is now +2 and in such a fantastic position. And it's got the speed. But there it is, the Trick Room. I thought that would be happening. And now that puts that Mimikyu in a great position. The Room Service is also activated. So that means it goes down -2, or -1 I should say. But it's going to be slower than anything it can be. I don't think the Room Service really would have mattered because of the way that Mario's got this set up. He had this set up for speed, not to set up for anything slow. So Frankie's going to be coming in. That's the Snorlax, and I assume this is going to be the Gyarados. This is going to be the Gigantamax version. You'd hope it would be. It's going to have to be, because even though it's going to be faster than Gyarados, that Gyarados is going to hit like an absolute truck. Thankfully, though, the Dynamax has ended, so this could be the time for Frankie and his Snorlax to really strike back and really put a dent into that Gyarados. Now, is Gyarados going to go for a protect? It goes for self-destruct. Wow, I didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming at all. It goes for self-destruct. It's not going to hurt the Mimikyu because it's ghost typing. How much does it do to the rest? And it finishes them off. It finishes them off. It does have a choice band, I should say. So that is a great play. It got the critical hit on the Gyarados, but I don't think that would have mattered. I think a choice band max attack. Snorlax is going to do so much damage, and then in that, oh brilliant, the Mimikyu uses a Swords Dance, so it's now going to be slower, and it's got a +2, and it's still got its Disguise coming up. That was fantastic, and that is a scary, scary combination. Wow, Incineroar comes out. What can it do? It's Incineroar versus Mimikyu. Yes, the Intimidate comes on, so that's going to be taking it to +1 attack, but still, you've got to be thinking that Incineroar's going to have to do some work. It can't use any fire moves. Yes, it might have a dark move that will do some damage, but that Mimikyu has got a +1, and it's really got to try and finish it off. The Dynamax didn't even get used. I thought that'd be on the Snorlax, but it wasn't. The Dynamax Mimikyu is coming out. You really think that there's got to be something magical for this Incineroar to be able to take the first match from Scotty. You really do. The Mimikyu's going to be able to hit that so hard. Granted, it can't use anything that is a fire or water move. Actually, no, it could use a water move, but I don't think it actually has any. So here we go. Mimikyu uses Max Starfall. That is going to do neutral damage because in Starfall, it does not really hurt fire types, but it does hurt dark types. So that comes out, and that stops any now getting anything like a burn, a paralyze, a sleep with the mist coming on. The berries coming in for the Incineroar just to give it some health back. So it just takes it just over half, but it's not going to be able to take one of those again. Darkest Lariat comes in, but that's only going to take down the shield. And there goes that Disguise. It is gone. The Pikachu's head is going bloop. There we go. There's the big bloop. And now you've still got 2 more turns to Dynamax, and I don't think that Incineroar is going to want to take it. I think this is going to be the end of game 1. What is Mario going to do? Is he going to have to accept defeat? I might think he might have to. He can play it out if he wants, but he is deciding to play for it. He got Protect. Normally you don't see Incineroar's run Protect. He's going to try and waste these turns of Dynamax out, but the Max Starfall's still going to hit through. Protect doesn't keep you completely safe, and it doesn't do that much damage, but it still just takes it away just a little bit more doing. And now again, he's going to have to hope for an extra Protect, but he's still got that Trick Room in play. So the advantage is very much still with Scotty and his Mimikyu for this turn. The Protect is coming out. Has it worked? No, it's failed. And there goes game 1. That will be it. The Mimikyu should clear up now, unless for some sort of miracle the game breaks. And there's Incineroar down. Scotty wins this game. The critical hit wouldn't have mattered, as we said. It was going to go anyway. And that is game 1 to Scotty. Using that Snorlax, absolutely obliterated all the threat that Mario had. Whether he's going to adapt that for game 2, we will have to wait and see. And we're on to game 2. Can Mario bring something back? Can he take it to 1-1, or is Scotty going to take this 2-0? At the moment, Scotty looks really strong, but he has showed that Snorlax has that big move, which will be an absolute, it's good knowledge for Mario to have. It's good knowledge for me to have. So Mario starts off with Indeedee and Lipod, which seems a bit counterproductive. I'll get onto that in a minute. And then you've got Scotty, who's sending out his killer instincts of Snorlax and his Mimikyu. And the reason why, this is why I'm a bit concerned, because now without Psychic Surges up, Lipod can't use its Prankster ability. I'm sure Mario has a plan to get around that. Now what's Scotty going to do? Is Scotty going to use what had worked in the first game of using a Trick Room in combination with that Snorlax and with the Self-Destruct? So Snorlax can use Self-Destruct if it wants, and it's not going to feel any repercussions. It could go for a Dynamax or a Gigantamax should it wish. You're not not bound to who you can use. You can use anyone that you want. I'm intrigued. I really am intrigued where we're going to go from here. I can't see a taunt coming on because it won't work. Whether that Lipard is going to go after that Mimikyu, because that's the one that really set up the damage. Mimikyu is the one who really set the ground rules for that Snorlax to have fun. So Mario's withdrawing his Lipard. Who's he bringing in? He's bringing in Incineroar, so he's going to have that fake out and protect pressure onto the Snorlax. And he's going to have that Intimidate as well. So both of them are going to be losing an attack drop, which is good. Both two physical attackers means he ain't got much room to maneuver. And then indeed he's going to be using Imprison. That's fantastic. So that's going to hopefully stop the Trick Room. We'll have to wait and see if he's used it. The Snorlax has gone for a double edge. That's gone for Indeedee. And that has nearly finished it off. And there's a Focus Sash. So at least we know what the Indeedee's item is. But is a Trick Room could it be coming in? It can't use it. It went for it, but because of Indeedee, it stopped. The problem is we're going to have here now is that it could go for it again if it wants and try and take out that Indeedee, but the Incineroar is just going to use Fake Out and is going to be able to stop the Snorlax. So Indeedee is in probably a position here to get a free attack if that J-Wits and if good old Mimikyu wants to go for another Trick Room. I'll be intrigued which way this is going to go. I think Incineroar is probably going to go for a Fake Out here. Indeedee's gone for an Ally Switch, so that must be using a Fake Out. Not Fake, it must be actually going for an attack. The Mimikyu uses a Play Rough and he misses the Incineroar. Incineroar goes for Darkest Lariat. Who's he going to be targeting? It's gone in for the Mimikyu, so that's going to be the shield is busted. That disguise is gone. But then that Snorlax has a free shot. Who is he going for? He's going to want to get rid of the Indeedee. That's who he's going to want to hit. But is he going to hit though? He has. He guessed it. Well, did we know he guessed it? Did he know it had Ally Switch? I don't know. But either way, Indeedee is gone, which means that Trick Room now is back in play for Scotty. I wonder who's going to send out. There's the Gyarados. He has Riley Reid. That is the Dracovish is back in. So Dracovish is with Lipard. So there are his remaining Pokemon. I'm intrigued. I think at the moment, again, you've got the speed advantage is still with... the speed is definitely with Scotty it was Mario at the moment. As we see, he's going to try. Looks like he's going to switch out his Mimikyu for his Ferrothorn. I think because of the speed and the fact that Disguise is already busted, you've got a situation where he can't really risk that Mimikyu being in because he could probably be finished off by the Incineroar, and that means that Snorlax is really going to be vulnerable. So he's got to be very careful, and we can see he's also got his Focus Sash Lucario, so there are the four he's brought in for this game. Now this is the difficult thing, I can't see who he's picking. So we've got Mimikyu is coming in for the Lucario, Nigel the Lucario, oh no, sorry, it is the Ferrothorn. And I think that means it must mean the Snorlax is coming back. So that means you've got those attack drops they both suffered have both gone. So Lucario comes back in, but remember that is not going to want to face a Flare Blitz. So Vicious Ren comes into Nigel. Still does a hell of a lot of damage. That is terrifying. The Iron Barbs goes back on, but that is terrifying how much that does. But what is the Incineroar going to do? It's used Parting Shot, so that's going to go into Lucario. So Lucario has lost some attack, it's lost some special attack. But it means the Incineroar is going to be going back and allows that Lipard to come in unopposed, really. Kind of put yourself in a bit of a better position. Personally, I think that's a really good play. He could bring in the Incineroar again if he wants. That Incineroar now is going to be key. Now that we know Scotty has four physical attackers on the field, I can see the Lipard is probably going to want to come back out now because with the Psychic Terrain still on the field, it's kind of still a bit of a hit and miss. It could use a foul play should it wish, but at the moment I'd probably get Lipard out there and get your Incineroar back in, get those attack drops back in. Riley Reid can just do whatever it wants. I don't think it will die. It shouldn't die to a whip, a power whip, and it's not even going to get the chance. You're going to have to hope that Don Doggy is going to be able to finish it off, but maybe that Dracovish is going to use a Dynamax. No, the Lipard's coming out. Here's the Incineroar. The Incineroar now back in, you're going to have that Intimidate pressure, you're going to have that Fake Out pressure, although it's not going to be doing anything to the Lucario because that Lucario's got Inner Focus, so Lucario's going to be laughing its way to the bank at the moment. Vicious Rend from the Dracovish into Nigel the Ferrothorn, and that's Nigel out the game. He's not really done anything, but he's used Iron Barbs and he's used Rocky Helmet, so in reality he's done a chunk of damage and he's not really done anything. So bye-bye Nigel, see you again another day. What's going to be happening here? You can have Lucario, he's going to be using a Brick Break onto the Dracovish. That Riley Reid is nearly dead, it's down to its last quarter. In comes the Mimikyu, and now we're in a really good position for that Mimikyu. Scotty's going to be probably laughing to himself inside, because he knows, we've got that from that first game, Lucario has the Follow Me, and it also has the Focus Sash. So there's a guaranteed Trick Room going up here. Unless miracles happen and the game breaks, you're going to have a Trick Room coming up. I don't think any of those Pokemon have got anything that can stop this. You've got, there it is, Lucario uses Follow Me, so any attacks are going to be redirected towards it. Vicious Ren, that's going to be coming from the Dracovic. Is it going to finish? Not even sending it down to his sash. And Incineroar went for a parting shot. He went for a parting shot. Whether that was going to be going to Lucario or it was going on to Mimikyu, I don't know. But that means that Incineroar is now going back out, and the Mimikyu is, sorry, the Liepard is coming back in. You've still got Psychic Surge in the field, so you're going to have to wonder, how is that going to... I think this might actually be coming to the end. I think this might be the last turn of that Psychic Surge, so you actually might see the Liepard start to do stuff. So the Trick Room is now in, and now you're going to have that Mimikyu that is going to have, so you have some real fun. It uses the room service, so now it's dropped some speed, but it would have been the slowest anywhere in the field. Yes, the weirdest I thought it was, the Psychic Surge is gone, which means Liepard can have some fun itself and start to use some of its prankster abilities. Now, what is Lucario going to do? Is it going to want to get out of the field as quick as possible so it can allow its friend Snorlax to get on the field, or is it going to want to try and stay in? Personally, I'd try and let it die. I wouldn't want to switch Snorlax into a Dracovic. It's quite defensively frail, and getting hit by a Riley Reid Dracovic special is not going to be very good for it. So just use Don Doggy until it actually passes out. That's what I do. I suspect that Mimikyu is going to be Dynamaxing now. It can take full advantage. It can go after the Liepard. It can go after the Dracovic. It's in the position. It knows who it wants to kill. I think this match is definitely with Scotty at the moment. He just plays it sensibly. Nothing silly. Just take your time. I think that's always what it has to be. You've got your 4 rooms of Tick Room coming up. Although Dracovic is flapping his arms around, I don't think he's going to be very happy. Here comes the Dynamax. This has got to be on the Mimikyu. I don't think it's going to be on Lucario, and it's got 3 HP remaining. So out it comes. It's going to be throwing it into Ninja Gear. So Mimikyu, on the field it goes. It has already had its disguise busted. So there's the Bobby head just flopping around. And ain't going to be able to protect it. But the thing is, that is a lot of health it still has remaining. It's only had a damage from its disguise going. So who's going first? The Liepard uses Yawn. So that means that's usually a brilliant counter. But the problem is, it's used Max Starfall. Oh, what a way to counter the Yawn. That means even if the Yawn does come out in effect, it's not going to do anything. But he can't be put to sleep because of the mist that's swirling around. And at the same time, he's been able to get rid of Dracovic. So that is an absolute great counterplay. I don't know if Mario thought it was going to happen. Scotty knows he's in a really good position now. So now you've just got that Liepard versus that Incineroar. Brick Break does just over half. It looks like the Liepard... My God, Scotty's going to be in such a really good position here. He knows he's got 3 Pokemon against 2. He has the speed. He's got that advantage. Liepard, I don't know what it's going to be able to do now. And the Intimidate does come on. It is going to affect the attack of the Mimikyu. As I said before, Inner Focus stops the block on the Lucario. I just think it's a really good play. He's played this so smart. And now he's down to his final 2 Pokemon. I don't know what he's going to be able to do, Mario, I'm afraid. I think a Liepard doesn't really possess that attacking threat. The Incineroar can do it, but it's going to have to offer some miracles. So yeah, as I was thinking, here comes the Incineroar using a Dynamax. Personally, I've never seen a Dynamax one before. I don't know if anyone has seen anything this big. It was when I was playing Smash Bros. When it ate a big mushroom. So out it comes, but you're going to have to ask for big miracles for this to do anything. Yes, I know you're happy. And as I said, you're going to have to fight hard for your trainer today. You're still going to be having Scotty going first. Follow Me is coming on for the Lucario, so he's going to try and basically use it to the max. What's going to happen here? Max Starfall, who's that going on to? It goes on to Liepard, but the Liepard's got a berry. I don't think that's going to matter. It is weak to Max Starfall, but even the berry, I don't think it's going to stop it. Not that health, and it doesn't. Liepard is gone. It now goes down to 1v3. It's once again, it is the Incineroar for Mario against the Pokemon of Scotty. It goes for a Max Darkness. Who's this going to hit? It's got to hit on the max, hit on Doggy. I think that probably would have gone for the Mimikyu. And well, I suspect it's probably gone for the Mimikyu, but because of the Follow Me, it's been able to finish it off. So Lucario is gone, and now it's Snorlax, and Snorlax has the greatest threat at the moment in this game. As we can see from moves, it has Superpower and it has Choice Band, which means that Incineroar is going to have to basically hold out. It really has to hold out until those Trick Room turns go for have any chance of it winning this. It's the only way it's going to win it. It has to survive. But you got to think, I can suspect it probably going to have. It has got Protect. We've seen it got Protect. There it is. It uses Max Guard. So that's at least one of the turns wasted. So the Snorlax goes to Superpower. That's been blocked. And I imagine other Starfall moves coming out. No, it's Max Phantasm instead from the Mimikyu, and that's been blocked. So they both wasted a turn, and that is the end of the Mimikyu's. Dynamax is over. So now, I think it's one more turn left of the Trick Room. What are you going to do? Are you going to go after the Snorlax, or are you going to go after the Mimikyu? And what move are you going to use? The problem is that it's a 2v1 situation, and they're both going to get a hit on this Incineroar before it's going to be able to fight back. What are they going to do? So the superpower comes from the Snorlax. That does over half health. What a chunk of damage. But it does mean it's got an attack and a defense drop. Who's coming to play rough comes from the Mimikyu. That takes it into the red, but as we remember, it was a critical. What a shame about Mario's going to be annoyed about that. And there goes a berry. So the berry's going to take it up a little bit, but it's not going to want to take another hit from that Snorlax especially. And a Max Flare is coming from the Incineroar. What's it going into? It's going to the Mimikyu. Is it going to kill? No, it's not. It's not got the kill. Should it have gone for the Max Darkness? I can see what he's going for. He's probably thought, oh, if I can get the Max Flare off here as the dimensions return to normal, get the Max Flare off, and then I've got a Flare Blitz I can use on that Snorlax, which might have been enough. But now, as it stands, it's not going to be able to finish off 2 Pokemon. There's no way it can finish off 2 Pokemon. So he uses Darkest Lariat. That'll go onto the Mimikyu, and that is going to be the end of that. Yes, there it is. But that Snorlax just has to hit this superpower, and that is game over. That is going to be... Is it going to hit? There comes superpower. Yes, it's hit. And that is going to be it. There goes Incineroar. Down it goes. Once again, it was 1-on-1. And Scotty has taken this match against Mario 2-0. Fantastic battling. Really smart from Scotty. I think he's played this very well. Unfortunately, I think Mario, although it went down to 1 each, I just felt he was chasing his tail the whole time. I've really enjoyed doing this, and I look forward to playing either one of them in the playoffs, which is coming up soon. And as always, I've been HBT, and if you want me to do any of your commentary videos, please leave me a comment and get in touch, and I will try and do so. And I'll leave you till next time. Bye-bye.